The ASEAN summit, which starts this Sunday. Of course, we have Melissa Goh and Wai Kit from CNA covering that for us. And we dropped that line earlier. Let's return to Wai Kit, see if we can re-establish that audio line. Wai Kit. Now, we were talking about the Myanmar crisis. Of course, there was a coup in 2021. Shortly after that, ASEAN came up with a 5-point peace plan, on which we have seen relatively little progress. In fact, you would argue very little progress. ASEAN foreign ministers meeting today on that crisis in Myanmar. Has anything come out of this foreign ministers meeting?
Afraid not, Wei Su, because some of the things we were looking out for would be whether or not ASEAN as a bloc would send election observers to Myanmar to observe the polls. As of now, the decision has not yet been made, and this goes to show just how split the bloc is when it comes to this issue. Some would argue to send election observers, some are saying no. In fact, I've been speaking off the record with some diplomats and ministers, and they say that this question is still being debated. Earlier, after the talks on Myanmar, Malaysia's Foreign Minister Muhammad Hassan did come out to speak to the media, and he said that ASEAN cannot stop Myanmar from holding elections, but they'll have to be free, fair and inclusive. However, there were no details as to how ASEAN is going to measure the inclusiveness, fairness or freeness. Now, I was also very interested to find out how ASEAN as a bloc would handle a post-election Myanmar. Now, our sources say that even if Myanmar were to go ahead to hold its elections on December 28, when it comes to the ASEAN summits, it will still be status quo, meaning Aminjit Min Aung Hlaing will not be invited to the ASEAN summits, neither would the foreign minister, and it will still be the non-political representative being invited to the ASEAN summits, even if Myanmar holds polls.
Oh, thanks for that. Wai Kit, they're looking ahead to these elections, which earlier we mentioned, even before they're held, there are lots of criticisms from analysts and critics who feel that, as Wai Kit mentioned, it may not be fair. And of course, the country may not be in a state to hold any elections.